Hey there. Do you have a sense that there's a lot more potential and ability in you than you allow yourself to express? Or indeed, have you noticed that sometimes you're actually deliberately demonstrating a sense of weakness that's not really there? Pretending to give in to things, pretending to find things hard, putting yourself at a lower level of ability when in fact you could rise far above what you're demonstrating. Perhaps the truth is, part of you has not fully granted you permission to flourish. You haven't allowed yourself to get fully on board with the idea of reaching your full potential. In this video, I'm going to explore a few of the common reasons this could be, but you must take some time to explore this idea yourself through your own contemplations or with your teacher or mentor. You see, some people are deliberately keeping themselves on a lower level of ability. They're practicing training methods which are designed to release higher abilities or to unlock their full potential, but there's a part of them that is deliberately holding back. This could be something very practical. Perhaps their environment is not one where they will be able to thrive if they do genuinely take hold of their own excellence. And maybe they are being supported by other people or mechanisms which are only there in place while they behave in a certain way. It could be that the problem is actually more in the mind. They can't quite picture who they'd be if they did let go of their resentments, their limitations, or their shortcomings. So they've got this idea of who their personality is, and that's got some bad habits or some failures or some aspects which are kind of celebrated. So letting go of this would involve letting go of an old sense of self, and they need to be able to see a beautiful, new, better sense of self to upgrade all these shortcomings into something far more exciting. And this includes all sorts of things. It could be certain ways of behaving. It could be certain resentments towards the world. It could be certain illnesses or certain habits. Perhaps there are other reasons which are to do with enjoyment. Perhaps you really love some of the habits or some of the behaviours that you have, the drama of it, the interaction. Maybe there are people near you who thrive on this. If you don't have a bit of an argument with them, they don't feel you love them, or if you don't show weakness, you don't get that affection. And you know that if you transcend this, you will transcend them. And your hearts are not ready for that. Perhaps it's time to give yourself permission to be a good example for them, to give them the opportunity to rise up with you, to emulate your success and stand next to you if they choose to. But allow them to move on to a relationship or an interaction with someone who enjoys that kind of thing as much as they do if they're not. Maybe you've intellectually worked out reasons why an empowered, impressive you would have big challenges in your life. Perhaps you know there are people around you which will come forth to challenge you, or you remember from in your childhood where it was good to be good, but not good to be too good. People would be concerned you might overtake them or dominate them and would launch preemptive attacks or take away support. Maybe once again it's time to give permission for you to shine like the sun itself, spreading goodness and blessings for all those who wish to have them, but being willing to move on if this is rejected. Maybe there's a connection in your mind with success and risk. And maybe you see that if people go up quite high, the fall is quite high as well. Or maybe you see the higher levels of achievement as being more skillful than surviving on a more basic level. You need to say to yourself that you're ready for this responsibility. Give yourself permission and trust that your skill and your judgment will improve as quickly as your ability and power. Perhaps there are social reasons for you not wanting to flourish and succeed in certain aspects. Perhaps you've seen people who achieve intellectually or socially or financially, and you don't want to be part of that system. Maybe when you were young, you were really pushed into things and you didn't see very nice people who did achieve this. Perhaps it's time for you to remind yourself you're here to transcend broken systems and to show a better way. And you can achieve the same things but without being corrupted or becoming part of anything you don't wish to be. Maybe the image of success was worse than that. Maybe you saw people who mastered themselves or mastered their environments or achieved great things and they were not nice people. And your mind doesn't see empowered healers or guides or useful people, leaders or inventors. No, your mind sees power and success being associated with bullying and tyrants and nastiness. Maybe it's time to twist that around, turn it on its head and say this: I need to bring forth my full potential to make sure that negative people don't have the power and influence over me, the people I love, and the world. People of virtue must step forwards and do their best, and they must do it skillfully, thoughtfully, majestically, and with a great sense of empowerment. It could be bigger. Maybe you're kind of rejecting this game and you've got resentment as to how the whole of existence works, and you need to learn to turn everything into gold. You're in this circumstance where the big challenges because you're here to make it better. This could be connected with a need for a sense of purpose. Maybe flourishing and being the ideal you and doing the best for the world just for its own sake isn't enough for you. You need a specific calling, a purpose. You need a reason why you are here. You need a mission. And this will allow you to shine a light that drives out all the darkness and lets go of any limitations. These are some of the most common reasons why people haven't granted full permission to themselves to be the greatest, most influential and positive person they can be. Make sure you do. Verbally say to yourself like a mantra, grant that permission on all levels and let yourself flourish. My name's Martin Faulks, and I hope this video is of use to anyone who knows that there's more potential there. Allowing them to act as if there are no barriers and to see the role they can take. Until next time, let's make every word, thought, and action count.